What is going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's ZacATK for ZacATK Bricks, back out again with a video for you guys. Today, we're going to be going over all of the Reveal 2025 sets for LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Harry Potter. Today, we're going to be talking about 6 sets that we currently know that are going to be released in January of next year, and they are some pretty neat sets. A couple of them are overpriced, but we're going to talk about all that in the video, so if you're excited for that, be sure and smash that like button, subscribe for more videos. I post videos every Monday and Thursday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video and let's talk about these new Reveal 2025 LEGO Harry Potter and LEGO Star Wars sets. First up, we have the 4+ Mandalorian Starfighter, which we are getting another Mandalorian Starfighter, and also we are getting another Mando minifigure and another Grogu minifigure. We have plenty of these. The only thing about this set I think is nice is the R5-D4 minifigure droid. So this set is going to be $30 and is set number 75410 with 92 pieces. So this one I think is just going to be one of those sets where if you are a hardcore figure collector, then you are going to want the R5-D4 minifigure. I personally don't own one, and I think this would be kind of a cool minifigure to pick up. With that being said, it is a good starter set for budding LEGO fans and whatnot. So worth $30? No, not really. I would say this is probably worth maybe 15, 20 bucks at best. $30 I feel like it's just way overpriced for this set, and that's one thing we're going to be talking about in this video is how LEGO is really grossly becoming overpriced, and I'm not sure where their thinking is ahead of this. I know these are all branded themes with Disney definitely wanting their cut, and Warner Brothers wanting their cut for Harry Potter and whatnot, so I understand that portion, but I feel like sets of getting, or especially small sets like this that really at best should be $10, especially for the golden rule of the 10 cents to part to price ratio. I feel like this set should easily be $10, you know, but again, that's I may be a little bit crazy for this time of day to say that, but I do feel like that this set definitely could be, you know, at best 15 bucks. I feel like that's plenty. And I understand that you're paying for the minifigures and whatnot, and that adds a little extra value to it. But I just don't feel like this is worth $30. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. There are plenty of things to talk about. We have the Home One Star Cruiser, which this comes in a very, very nice box and a very unique build. It comes with a mini build of a Nebulon Star Frigate, so that's kind of cool. I do feel like that, you know, the MIDI collection or the Starship collection is a very interesting thing. I personally like a handful of the builds that come with these different mini Starship things. They're very nice, very palpable for small set space for those of us who can't really make room for a play scale of a Star Destroyer or even a UCS Star Destroyer or anything like. This set does come with a handful of nice little details, and of course it does come with a printed tile. A lot of these, you know, more adult AIM sets are coming with these tiles for display purposes and whatnot, and I think that's kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about this set is that I don't think it is worth $70. If we look back earlier, the Invisible Hand with even the printed tile of the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, that came with that additional, you know, printed tile or plate or whatever have you, printed piece, and it was $50, and this one is $70, and I don't quite understand how this set can be $70, especially with just it's 559 pieces, so you would think about the $50 range, you know, maybe $55 and whatnot, but it just doesn't add up for this to be $70, and you know, it's just one of these things where a lot of fans in both any of the LEGO fandoms, whether it be Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, city builders and whatnot, they really have to pick and choose. And this is one of those things I talked about in a previous video where you have to pick and choose of what you want to focus on, because LEGO has just gotten so expensive when it comes to different things. And I know it's a hot take, and some people don't exactly agree with me on that, and that's understandable. We all have our own opinions. But for the everyday person, especially like myself, who works a 9 to 5 and whatnot, and isn't an ambassador or whatnot, well, we can't just drop $70, $100, $200 here and there for these sets. And that's what LEGO, you know, at one point in time was very affordable, and it's quickly becoming one of these things, again, and I've said this before, is pricing out a lot of people. But some people, like I said, they have to choose which themes within their fandoms they want to pursue. And for the mini scale collectors out there, I think this is a cool set. It'll go really nice with all the other mini scale builds out there, and there are a growing handful of collection of them. Some of them have already retired, but this would go really nice on a small shelf, I think, and a nice little back piece for if you were to display different size ships next to each other, especially in this scale. With like the Empire or the Rebel Alliance and whatnot, you could really group them up in a nice way. This set has a handful of different details that I think are really nice. The previous mini scale have all had their small details, and this one, you can have you can see these little Easter eggs of Hera and R2, maybe a B-wing in the middle, and Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi, where he famously said, "It's a trap!" So it's a nice build, but again, $70 just seems a bit much for this type of set. Next up, we have the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, which is a really cool set number 75401 with 290 pieces. Now, let's go ahead and talk about inflation a little more. So the Jedi Interceptor for Obi-Wan and Anakin that came out in the 2019, I want to say, maybe a little earlier. I remember the last time I saw this set on shelves was 2020, and this set alone was $25 the last time I saw it. Now, when I saw it launch, after doing a little bit of research, I may have got mine on sale, for $5 off. Cause I'm seeing this that the original Interceptors were $30, which even still back then, part to price ratio, I can see $30 being fair. But here's the crazy thing: this one is going to be $45. And there really aren't any new elements in this set that you would think would mark up how this set goes up in price. However, there are two new elements. There's this little wedge piece here that is a new element, but we also have a new windscreen piece. Now, in the Revenge of the Sith, the cockpit opened up to where the windscreen itself stayed in place, but the actual covering canopy, if you will, that opened up. This one doesn't do that. And so for comparison, here is the 2019-2020 Anakin Starfighter with a back shot of the box here that shows the entire piece coming up all at once, versus originally it stayed in place. Now, for me, this is something I really wouldn't notice, and I wouldn't balk an eye at this too much, because it wouldn't have mattered to me either way. And maybe for Lego, this is a cost-cutting measure, or maybe they thought this would make more sense. I personally don't really mind it either way. I know for a lot of people, they want to be film accurate, and that's 100% understandable. But for translating in toys, I think there are certain liberties you kind of have to give and take, as far as it being, allowing the creators of Lego or any other toy manufacturer to figure out a way to make this work in the means they have available. So it doesn't bother me too much. I think it's cool either way. And personally, for me, who is just going to display this set, I don't really foresee me displaying it with the cockpit open. I think they look really cool with the cockpit closed, and of course posing them in certain positions and whatnot, I think would be really cool. The one thing I want to talk about with this set is I feel like they kind of missed something here for them to justify the $45 asking price. Now, I know Ahsoka's Leku is new, new printed elements for her, her astromech droid, the new tile piece and the windscreen and whatnot, all new stuff, I get that. But I feel like if you really wanted to sell me on this set being $45, I think it'd be one of those things where you should give me a little extra, and I think a great inclusion would be the Buzz Droids. We didn't get any Buzz Droids with Obi-Wan or Anakin Starfighter, and so I feel like that would have been a nice inclusion for some buildable Buzz Droids to really help this set justify the $45 ratio. But this just it's not right. And again, Lego is overcharging, and probably to pay for the licensing fees for Disney and whatnot. I understand business and whatnot, but this is one of those business expenses that you shouldn't be passing on to the consumer. It's a great set, and when I do go out and pick this up, I'm going to be lamenting spending $45 on this. And if Lego continues to raise their their fandom sets, I like to call them, I feel like that it's gonna be a hard decision to just say one day, all right, you win. I'm just gonna focus on now one instead of two different things of Lego that I enjoy, and that's gonna suck because I really like Lego Star Wars, and it's been a hard decision to skate away from Lego Harry Potter. But if the costs keep going up, then I'm just gonna stay in this Lego City lane and just focus on Lego City stuff because there's no licensing, and those sets are much more cost effective than these, license themes from different companies like Disney or Warner Brothers. The next set we have available is set number 76443, which is Harry and Hagrid's Motorcycle Ride with 617 pieces. This set is rumored to be $50. So normally, again, we're going to talk about the part to price ratio of 10 cents per part. This part, you're getting 117 more pieces for $50. Now, I don't understand where the hang-up is between Lego Harry Potter and Lego Star Wars, but I feel like that Lego Harry Potter is becoming more cost-effective to enjoy and invest in versus Lego Star Wars. I'm not sure why. Both of them are fantastic fandoms to be a part of, and both equally very enjoyable IPs. So I think this is one of those things where they are either pricing at $50 because they want it to sell, they want to move, as this is a new kind of buildable figure. It's kind of like a brickhead, but at the same time, it kind of isn't. I do like the motorcycle build. I think the motorcycle build is really, really neat. However, I don't like Harry's build. I feel like he looks very, 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 very weird with just having round 1x1 tile and modified plate for hands, versus Hagrid has the Infinity Gauntlet kind of build, it looks like, for his hands, or maybe that's a new hand piece. I'm not sure. Why couldn't they have given Harry hands? I'm not sure. You do have a buildable Hedwig in the back, which I think is kind of cool, but also kind of sad because, Hedwig dies in this Deathly Hallows movie. So it's one of those things where I'm like, thinking about that, but it is a nice inclusion. I do like how they use the astromech dome for Hedwig's head. I feel like her build could have been a little bit better and a little bit more fleshed out, but it's probably 5 or 6, 7 pieces to make that work. So, kudos for doing that. This is something that if I were still in Lego Harry Potter, I probably wouldn't be picking this up, even though the motorcycle build is very, very nice. But it's just something I think I'm going to skip over. It is a really cool set, and I do like how you can pose Hedwig on the back with them kind of for display purposes, but just not something I would be wanting to invest in and pick up. And of course, there's a market for everyone for these type of things, but for me, I would definitely skip over this. And for the price tag of $50 for close to 617 pieces, I think is a good deal, but I don't think this one's going to do too well on the shelves personally. The next up is a very anticipated set that's been rumored for a very, very long time, and that is set number 76453, Malfoy Manor, with 1,601 pieces, and this is going to be rumored for $150. Again, we're getting 101 more pieces for less than what we expect for the golden rule of 10 cents per part price ratio. And we have a stack selection of minifigures, and I mean a stack selection of minifigures. We have Lord Voldemort, Dobby, Luna Lovegood, Draco Malfoy, Mr. Malfoy, Miss Malfoy. We have Harry, who's more likely to have 2 printed faces, one with the swelled up face and one with the normal face. We're also going to get Ron and Hermione, of course. We have a Sword of Gryffindor. We have Bellatrix Lestrange. And then we have a little snake that's supposed to be Nagini. This is a very, very cool looking set. Now, this is probably just a front facing set, but it is still a very, very cool set. And there's even a little mini build for the peacocks that were referenced in the Deathly Hallows book. The 2 white peacocks, I think, is a nice little nod. You also have a little gate build in the front, which I think is really, really cool. This set knocks it out of the park, even if it is just a front set that I'm sure eventually, if anything, Lego would miss a huge opportunity on expanding the set out, making add-ons to the set, and making a more flushed out and complete set. Otherwise, I can guarantee it right now. There are going to be people who are going to buy 2 and 3 of the set to make a more flushed out full build, especially with the scene where you have all the Death Eaters meeting, and they have that teacher suspended who eventually gets eaten by the snake. Lots of cool scenes that they could definitely make happen with utilizing multiple copies of the set. This is an absolutely really cool set, and I think it's a really neat thing for Lego Harry Potter collectors, and one that's been rumored for a very, very long time. And again, I'm not sure where the hang-up is, where you're getting more bang for your buck with Lego Harry Potter versus Lego Star Wars. Something that I would love to have an in-depth discussion with someone about who knows a little bit more about the Lego market than I do, and comparisons between Lego Harry Potter and Lego Star Wars, and looking at the prices over the years, especially with the tail end of the where we are of the pandemic and whatnot. So I think this is something that is a really cool build. Good deal. You get 100 more pieces and a stacked minifigure selection that I think is very, very cool. The next up, we have Diagon Alley, the micro build. Now, this set, I'm really disappointed because this was originally rumored to be the other side of the Playscale Diagon Alley that we got a handful of years ago, and I'm not sure if that's still in the works or not. But for them to start making mini add-ons for the actual larger Diagon Alley after they released Gringotts this past year, this is one of those things where I'm just like looking at it. It's cool. It's a cool display piece. You could display this either sandwiched together or spread apart, as they have shown on the box there. But here's the thing: micro scale is great. Not too many people like it. You have a handful of micro scale builds. This is a comparison to Lego Star Wars' Starship build collection or mini scale collection. And, this is a pretty good deal. This set's supposed to be $200 and you get 2,750 pieces. We're not sure about any minifigures that come with the set based upon what we can see of the images for the box. I don't think that we will be getting, unless there's one kind of hidden in the background. And it's kind of hard to tell because you do have all these minifigures or micro minifigures displayed all throughout this, which I think is kind of neat. And they do look like they are somewhat molded or painted or whatnot. It's hard to tell by these images, but this is the thing that I feel like is great. And obviously you can have comparison sets with the mini Hogwarts and whatnot, but give us the other side of Diagon Alley. I feel like that would just be such a cool thing if we got the other side of Diagon Alley. And I'm sure there are people out there who have made mocks and whatnot of the other side of Diagon Alley, or just combine them together and just settle for that. But Lego Harry Potter fans just want so much more, and this is one of those things, and I don't mean to speak for all Lego Harry Potter fans, but I do feel like that they want to be able to expand their own collections of what they want to build for their version of the Wizarding World. And there's just a huge market. And don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic set. Lots of cool builds. There's a mini night bus. There are all kinds of stuff there. There's the phone booths in the far right corner. You have the dragon on top of Gringotts. You have just all kinds of cool stuff, all these Easter eggs in this set. And it's just a fantastic set. And again, a good bang for your buck. You get almost 3,000 pieces for $200. And granted, there may or may not be any minifigures in the set, and they very well could give you like a pre-order bonus of an exclusive minifigure. I'm not sure what they could do, or an exclusive add-on where you can add on the front of Diagon Alley, which is the brick wall inside of the shop that Harry and them goes in Sorcerer's Stone. I'm not really sure what they could do to kind of more to flush out this build to where it is complete, because I'm sure a lot of people would want to display it splayed out like that, but some people may want to actually have it displayed where it's sandwiched together. Personally, I would do either if I had the shelf space to do that, or a coffee table or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. So those are all the revealed images for the January wave for Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below of what you think of all these sets and the prices for all these sets. Personally, I feel like a lot of them are overpriced, especially for the Lego Star Wars ones. And I feel like I'm beating a dead horse talking about all that. But it really is something that really needs to be addressed. And, personally, out of all of those, I think the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor is probably going to be the only one I would pick up of this new wave. I'm still very much behind in picking up the Star Wars sets that came out in the summer, as those are very, very expensive, and I've been trying to slow my roll with buying Lego, and I'm trying to make do with what all I have. And this is just one of those things where people in the Lego hobby have to slow their roll, because things have gotten far more expensive than what we're used to, and it's just hard to cycle more money into this hobby. And that's maybe where Lego is experiencing the hurt to their bottom dollar, but I don't think they're hurting that badly personally, especially with large collectors and whatnot, and people have more expendable income than I do, than your average Joe. So anyways, that's this video for all of the revealed 2025 Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter sets. Again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, be sure and smash that like button, subscribe for more ZacATK Bricks videos. We are in the holiday season, and I am excited to keep building. If you haven't checked out my Build and Chill live streams, I do those every Thursday, except for Thanksgiving and other holidays and whatnot. So I look forward to seeing you there, so be sure to check that out. Links for all the things are on the cards and in the description box below. I'd love to see you in a Build and Chill live stream where you hang out and talk and build Lego together, and just relax on a cool Thursday night. Anyways, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Until then, friends, keep building. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you in the next video.